Greetings, my beautiful kings and queens of you stopping by. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sis Kathy Vet coming to you with another Country Wayne skit from these Country Wayne streets. Let's get into it. Okay, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. We are going to continue in this skit Atlanta over here to Brooke and Isaiah up here in Philly. Now, she tells Isaiah he should be grateful that his parents moved to Philly. Moved to Atlanta. Probably because of how it's looking in Philly. Philly's not all bad. Please don't think that, it's all slums or whatever. Of course, like any place, you have its good and bad areas. Unfortunately, Brooke is seeing pretty rough side of Philly, and she not feeling it. So let's get in here.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find food in here. I really eat out every day. I'm not trying to spend that money.
She itching like it.
I will pay for it. Okay. Listen, I'm glad we leave today. I'm happy. It's a happy side of events.
Oh, good. They leave.
Of course you are.
They leaving good.
I'm gonna miss it. I ain't gonna lie.
I was wondering how long.
Just being back around, like, family, sitting on old shit.
You only got to see your uncle.
Right, but at least I got to see her around where I used to stay.
You
like the homie feeling this shit is square I used to go to.
You reminiscing? You're reminiscing about this?
Yeah.
Look, I get it. It's your home and everything, but like, you're not happy your parents moved you to Georgia. Like, you should be grateful. Like,
it may not be all bad. First of all, you bougie and a little stuck up, Brooke. Don't totally look down. It may look like a struggle now. When he was little, it probably wasn't looking like that. I know it. When I was young, it was rough. Well, up until I was 10, I lived in this apartment building when we were young on this one street in the city that I live in. We was in another section that's like really, broken, pretty, people would say it's like the hood or whatever, a little ghetto. But back then, when I was growing up there in the 70s, it was home. It was great. It was nothing like how it looks now. Even though people did their thing, like back in the day, those of us who are a certain age, I'm over 50. It was a great time where it was community. It was outside playing. Neighbors looked after one another. You did something wrong, your neighbor got on you, and your parents did too. It was a different time. People would look at it and be like, what? And listen, the apartment building we was in was a slum. I used to it was a 1-bedroom. My bed was a pull-out couch in the living room, and I used to beat the roaches off me. I remember very vividly. Turn on the kitchen light, roaches scattered everywhere. Like, it was real like that. But it was home, and it's still amazing times that I love. It was just the norm back then. And to be honest, even though there were struggles with us, it was still home. It was fun times. I could smell the brown liquor, hot sauce, and fried chicken now on Fridays when my mother had card games. They would go from house to house, going through, playing their pity pat games, playing their card games. And it was from one friend house to the next. I love my mother. It was her night because I got to stay home, not wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, half sleep. Mother waking me up because I done passed out on one of her friends' couches or beds, so we can drive back home. Friday nights was card game night. I remember Wednesday, once in a while, Dad would get us, crabs, from this place in Newark. And it was a struggle, but I didn't know it was a struggle, because at that time, of course, things were cheaper, times were different, but it was fun. The memories I have from the 70s. Then we, of course, when I was 10, we moved to a different area, 2-family house. It was a nicer area, nicer home, didn't have to deal with the roaches anymore. So it's like I moved up a little bit, and it was fun. It was just a great time. And even though it's it's a little better now, I wouldn't trade those days for nothing in the world. So Brooke can't understand that.
What, to play basketball all your life?
Something my freaking mom, girl.
No, I'm not trying to lecture you. Like, I'm glad you had fun on these couple of days. Like,
Brooke is like a little old woman, like his mother.
You enjoyed it. But I'm just saying, like,
she a little old woman.
This. Don't be sad because you leave.
No, I'm not sad.
You're going back to a lot.
No, yeah, that's true. I really am. But, like, you don't understand. Like, we don't got no water ice spots back at
What, Rita's somewhere in there?
Rita's is not the same. We don't got no Philly cheesesteak spots that's hitting on nothing.
We got Philly cheesesteaks though.
Yeah, from Jersey Mike's. That's it. I don't know. It's just something about being back home that's way different.
What's different about it?
Everything.
The trash.
Bro, no, the people
It's
here.
a feeling
honestly,
you'll never understand.
If you go deep in
Brooke,
Philly,
you'll never
they
understand.
angry at me. But around these parts,
She's
they
so
be a community.
judgmental.
They're the same people angry at me.
Oh, but at least you can feel the love a little bit. Just say they love.
Feel no love.
Because you ain't want to. It's your energy. Maybe if you came in with some positive energy, people will show you positive energy back.
Thank you. Thank you.
I smile sometimes.
So you
I'm just
very
saying,
negative.
Like, I get it. Hey, Philly this,
I
Philly
like
that. Your hometown,
Destiny's
but ain't much
personality
here.
way better
What do you
than
mean?
Brooke.
Ain't much here.
Got the Sixers, the Eagles.
No, that's the lavish people. I'm talking about
People.
here.
Even here. Just right around the corner, the freaking soccer stadium up the street. Exactly. It's a lot of
Look how
stuff.
she
Waterfront,
looking.
we close to everything.
Okay.
In Georgia, you got to drive 30 minutes up the road to get
Exactly, but it's amazing though.
It's too quiet.
The air's even clearer up there. It was up there in Georgia. No, it's down near Georgia.
Yeah. It do be feel like the air is clear.
It's thick here.
No, the air is better though.
Look
The air is better
around.
than
Your
that.
mom gave you a good life in Georgia. You had so many opportunities. Your school didn't get shot up. Once you moved down there,
Girl,
made
it's
good friends.
hood and dangerous in Atlanta
fake.
too. Don't
That's
let it
what
fool you,
It's all
girl.
fake. This is the real. This is
For
you
real.
You get to see real struggle, real people.
Your father, first of all, Philly got nice areas as well. And, that's different from where you see now, Brooke. So don't judge and don't criticize. You act like Atlanta's so much better. Atlanta is dangerous and hood too. You just happen to have a little bit of money with Bethany and your father that they can put you in a very nice neighborhood. But doggone good and well maybe you don't, that Atlanta got some grungy spots too. Going over there on the west side with D and them at. Okay, because you sitting up there thinking like it's all roses in Atlanta. Girl, bye.
Pretty good to go through.
I mean, everything real in life.
Not
You don't got to
everybody,
struggle
not
to be real.
everybody is privileged like you.
I'm not privileged.
Yes, you are.
I just had a good life.
No,
I can't
yes,
get
you
mad
are
that my parents
privileged.
set up a good life for you.
Privilege.
You are
Your
privileged.
mom moved and set up a good life for you.
Yeah, but
So
at
does
first,
it make you privileged? And what if the other kids around here looked at you like, oh, you privileged?
I'm well
your mom moved.
taken care of now.
Your mom moved. It's not fair.
I don't know. I'm
Listen,
just saying.
cheer up. All right. Enjoy the laughter. Look around. Our fight leaves in the afternoon. We're going to be chilling.
1 minute, Brooke is like a 10-year-old. Sometimes even an 8-year-old. Then next time she's like she's 65. There's no in between with Brooke. It's either she seemed like a little child to me, very young, or she's acting like an older woman. Old lady, ready for her AARP card. Like, there's no in between. Like, Brooke don't seem like an 18-year-old, 19, 21, none of that. I'm like, yo, it's almost like he's in a relationship with like an old lady sometimes. It's not saying, she thinks she's mindful of things. Like, I'm not doing nothing in the old person home. She's very, she can be, adult and think sensible when it comes to certain things. But you could just tell how much it's not how Brooke, sometimes what she's saying. It's how she's saying it and how she comes off very condescending, snobbish. It's one thing to be good, to evolve and see other things and improve in your life, because a lot of people will hold you back from your old neighborhood and feel some kind of way because you've left, you moved to try to do better for yourself. There's nothing wrong. You should always be excelling to get better, but it's not coming back home. Still, it's a feeling of community and love in your people, and you don't come back to put people down. You don't come back to turn your nose down at them. You just come to let them show it's possible that they can have a better way, and do things to probably give back and build up your community. But it's really to inspire people when you come back to. I love people that's doing better, that makes me have hope that I could do better. There's a lot of things that I wish I had known in my 20s, even 30s, than I know now. Feel like a lot of time was wasted doing some of the things that I really should be doing, but I think everything's a lesson, and I can't turn back the clock. I have to just move forward with what I know and strive to improve mentally, physically, and spiritually. economically, financially, just try to build and still give back. Um, but yeah, it's just not, she comes off very privileged and very snobbish, and I think that's why it's hard for um, Isaiah to receive what she says. But she reminds me almost without the snobbish privileged attitude. Even though I said I moved to a better neighborhood when I was 10, and two-family house or whatever. Eventually, sometimes later when I was in high school, I had met my oldest son father, and he was from the projects. And I never lived in the projects, but the building I lived in was just as bad as the projects. And it was rough back then. You talking late 80s, and met myself. But when he came walking down the street, I was in front of my house. I mean, I said, oh my God, he's beautiful, chocolate, look like tall, remind me of Eddie Murphy. Now if you know anything about Eddie Murphy back in the 80s, Eddie Murphy, let me tell you something. And if you can chime in and relate, please chime in. We're gonna do a little nostalgia right now. Eddie Murphy owned the 80s when it came to movies. Music, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson, Madonna owned music in the 80s. I mean, they had that era on lock. You hear me? When it came to the popularity of music and what was hot in R&B back then. And even in pop with Madonna, loved it, loved Madonna. Janet to this day, number one fan. Whitney Houston, pop princess of the 80s. She's a Jersey girl. Love my sister. Rest in peace. Love her. Rest in peace to MJ. He had the 80s on lock. It was a time. You hear me when I say for music, television, the 80s, 90s was a time. And I love that era. But my point was, then I felt okay. I moved up. My parents did better area. But I still, went to the projects where my boyfriend was. And you know we were together for 5 years, up until I was from 16 to 21. And at 21 I had my oldest son. By the time before he was turned 2 months, I had broke up with him. Why? Because I felt I was going to a different place in my life, and I wanted to elevate and progress and do more. I wanted more. I graduated, you know, the year after I worked, year after went to college. Then I just wanted more than what he was doing out in the streets and stuff. And that, it wasn't for me. It's not that he was a bad person. It was like two different directions. And sometimes you just aspire and outgrow people. uh, Loved him to death, but I knew he wasn't gonna make it. He just wasn't for me. He just, and some would say, hope you learned that lesson before I got pregnant. But it is what it is. Loved my son, never regretted him. But that's life. And I feel this way for Brooke and Isaiah. This is her first love. He was my first love. And at that time he wasn't ambitious and didn't want certain things for myself, didn't have certain goals I wanted for myself, and he wasn't there. Brooke has certain goals, aspirations. She's moving in a different direction than Isaiah. That's why I think it is going to come a time where Brooke has to realize that Isaiah just may not be for her. He's her first boyfriend, her first love, but it comes a time where you feel somebody might hold you stagnant because they don't have that vision right now, or they just not ready to go in the direction you going, and you may outgrow them, even though they're both still young, both the same age. So was me and Chris, but um she may have to break away. She's going to college. She's going to find different caliber of boys with the same aspirations, may come from the same, you know, privileges her. Who knows? I mean, me and Chris had, seemed like we were from two different sides of the track, so to speak, as they would say then. But I never felt that I was better than him, or anything. I loved being where he was at in the projects. I felt just as much at home with him and his family as them with mine. That wasn't the thing. It's just that over a period of time, as I got older and I had a son, I just said, this is not for me. It's not doing anything for me in my future. And I think there comes a time when Brooke has to realize the same thing. Her and Isaiah just may not be on the same wavelength. She's going to spend a lot of time arguing and trying to get him to see things from her perspective. And then he's going to be frustrated with her and realize, you know what, I can't deal with her. And I think once she goes to college, that relationship is going to drift apart. It's going to drift apart. But yeah, she'll realize that sooner or later, like I did. But let me know what you think about this. Anything I said, about how we grew up, and what do you think about Isaiah and Brooke going forward? Let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate you all. Welcome all new subscribers. Dive in. Dive in. This is a safe place. Let's just go, give our different perspectives and views. Just do it in love and respect one another, okay? Thank you for joining me. Until next time, peace, and we out.